I'd like to bring the board meeting to order on...
Into your microphone, please.
Wow. I'd like to bring this board meeting to order on April 9th, 2019. Could I have a roll call?
Oh, we good.
Oh, no?
Mr. Moreno,
Let's just do it anyway.
Here.
Mrs. Quintana,
Here.
Mr. Rolla,
Here.
Mr. Thomas.
Here.
I'd like to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'd like to have a motion for approval of the minutes.
Madam Chair, I move for the approval of the meeting minutes of March 12th, 2019 and March 25th, 2019.
May I have a second?
Madam Chair, I second the minutes.
Discussion? Seeing none, Monica, roll call.
Mr. Moreno,
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana,
Aye.
Mr. Rolla,
Aye.
Mr. Thomas.
Aye.
I would like a motion for the approval of the agenda. May I have a second?
Madam Chair,
Motion.
I move for the approval of the agenda.
May I have a second?
Madam Chair, I second the agenda.
Any discussion? Seeing none, Monica, roll call.
Mr. Moreno,
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana,
Aye.
Mr. Rolla,
Aye.
Mr. Thomas.
Aye.
And right now, we're going to have recognition and celebrations with DuPont Elementary.
President Quintana, esteemed members of the board, thank you for creating the opportunity to recognize some of our Adams 14 community. First, I'd like to recognize our physical education teacher, Mr. Ian Berg. He was unable to be here this evening, but during lunch on mid-March, Mr. Berg, who was supporting lunch supervision on a time that he didn't have to, came in and immediately recognized that there was a student choking on his lunch, swiftly performed a Heimlich maneuver, and removed the lodging from the child's throat. He was very nonchalant about it. He did not want any recognition whatsoever. He was unable to be here this evening, but Principal Almeida will be accepting the recognition on his behalf. We also invited the family, the Chavez family, and I'm not sure if they are here this evening, but if they are here, please come forward.
Is the Chavez family here?
I don't believe that they are here.
Okay.
Okay. So that was our first recognition for Mr. Ian Berg of DuPont Elementary School. Okay, we would also like to recognize our mental health support team that we've created this year at DuPont. DuPont has a robust mental health team that involves more than what would meet the eye. The mental health team involves a school psychologist, school-based therapist, restorative justice coordinator, 2 undergraduate social workers, social work interns who volunteer their time, among others. Our care team meets to collaborate to discuss on our students' mental health needs and to prioritize those needs being met at school. DuPont provides a functioning, multi-tiered system of support and also in the MTSS behavior team this year, which supports to problem solve, work with teachers, and create interventions to make sure that the needs of our students are being met. The MTSS behavior team was established new this year. Our positive behavior intervention support team within our school is supported by our school health technician who keeps our Dino store functioning and provides additional incentives for our kids. She also screens kids to determine if health complaints are due to a child being sick or even a child feeling anxiety, and then refers them to mental health if need be. Our attendance liaison and parent liaison collaborate with families to ensure that students are in school and involves our mental health professionals when issues like bullying or other mental health concerns arise within the community. Additionally, our interns volunteer their time, and they have come from Metro through the College of Social Work to work with our students to provide needed instruction around social skills. Additionally, we have a restorative justice coordinator who works with students to repair any damage that in interactions with students might have caused in lieu of a more punitive style of discipline. And lastly, our school psychologist works tirelessly to ensure that the needs of our students are being met. So I'd like to call those that are here forward to be recognized. Ms. Kylie Dornbush, Jim McGuire, Michelle Galindo, Anna Pinedo, Carissa Freeman, Ellen Christensen, Kim Cochran, Laura Gutierrez, Amber Wagner, Nancy Morris. Please come forward if you're here.
Is Cameron here for pictures?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sure.
Next is Rose Hill.
Good evening, Madam Chair and board members. Pleasure to be here this evening. I'll be quick. Last time I was here, I described my staff as heroes, and get to meet some heroes tonight. I think all teachers here are heroes, teachers that connect with kids, love kids. And tonight, I want to recognize and celebrate not just academically, we can get to that later at another board meeting, but tonight it's about serving the community. I strongly believe that great schools support academics, but also find ways to serve the community. And so I want to introduce Julie Brownfield, our instructional coach, Miranda Leiberger, our social worker, and Lauren Cote, our second grade teacher. And they're going to briefly just show you some pictures and talk about how we're serving the community at Rose Hill. We'll start with Miranda.
Good evening. We have noticed that at Rose Hill Elementary that there are quite a variety of needs that are needing support, not just academic or social emotional needs, it's just basic needs in general. So one of the things that we have done here at Rose Hill is doing a partnership with Food Banks of the Rockies. And we started communicating with them at the middle of September, and our application was approved at early November for Totes of Hope program, which is a weekend food totes that we get to send home on the weekends for our students. They came and did a site visit middle of November, and then our official date that we were able to distribute the food and pick up the food was November 30th. So our process has been every Friday morning to go and pick up the food and then come back to the school with the help of the students. They help unload my vehicle and with the carts, load up the carts and come down to my office, and then we put all the food items together, so that way as we are putting the bags together, we're putting 7 food items in each bag. Currently, right now, we are doing 60 bags for the families, and those are students who have been identified who have received services through Title X or other Adams County or Adams City programs. So we check the attendance, and then we sort the bags into the specific grade levels, and then distribute the bags to the classroom so that they have the bags to take them home at the end of the day. So far, in each bag, it's about 8 pounds of food. Again, we're currently distributing 60 bags. We've done 10 weeks of distributing the food bags. So the total amount that we have of food distributed to our families has 4,800 pounds, and we still have 6 more weeks to go. And then the tote bags, we have had donations from my parents, staff members, teachers' families, and we also received 100 bags donated by Custom Earth Promos from Florida that were able to help support us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I got the opportunity to plan our last parent engagement night, and it was a huge success. I think we have some pictures up there. I want to say we had about 250 plus people there. Our cafeteria was so full that we could barely fit any more people in there, and it was just an amazing experience to get to see those people from the community wanting to support their children and their learning, and kind of build our community back up for Rose Hill. Let's see, I don't think there's, but yeah. So we served food, we had games, it was all about math. I know I saw you there as well. It was a really spectacular event that we had at Rose Hill.
So again, I'm just so proud of how we're able to serve the community that we have at Rose Hill and also Adams 14. So just want to recognize there's more, but at the same time, though, we've got Miranda, Lauren, and Julie. So if you guys give a round of applause, I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Here comes Karen.
Luis, I have your script.
Next, we're going to move on to audience comments. We have 30 minutes to do the audience comments. When you come up, you can do your name, but no address. Be respectful. Don't use employees' names or anything like that, okay? So as I call you up, Lucy Molina. Can I say something, please? Hold your applaud till the end. Thank you.
Hola, buenas noches. Hello, good evening, Madam Chair and members of the board. First, again, I want to thank you all for your service. And I'm here as a parent. Again, also, I was part of the EMO process selection. Right now, I'm here just The last few weeks, have felt a lot of tension in our community from the parents, teachers. It's very overwhelming, I think, to feel that tension even when you go to like 7-Eleven, when you even go to like King Super shopping or Walmart. Again, I want to thank you again for the opportunity that we had, for me, that I had to be part of it. I would also again like to ask the board to again respect and honor the decision of the community. I was very honored to be part of this process, and I was very thankful to be able to meet all these wonderful people and my community. So again, my name is Lucy Molina. I have 2 students in this district. I have one in Adams City Middle School and one at Kearney Middle School. And again, I ask you to please respect and honor the choice of the community. Gracias.
Next, I'd like to call Regina Hurtado.
Regina Hurtado. Mine isn't so amazing. Being a parent in this district is emotional. I can't help but feel angry, sad, disappointed, proud, loved, and thankful. Angry that after 12 years of being a parent in this district, our students are still not receiving a quality and equitable education. Sad to know that we continue to fail our future by continuing the constant tug-of-war of adult problems and power struggles. Disappointed in the fact that no matter how many times you lie, fail, misinform the parents and community, we still show up. And each time we do what you ask and participate, our voices are never heard, we are never valued, and you continue on your path of destruction. Proud that through all the injustice, lies, deceits, adult drama, my children still have a love of learning, and they will attend college. Thankful to the teachers, paras, amazing principals, custodians, bus drivers, secretaries, and amazing parents who continue to fight through all this mayhem and foolishness for kids. So I leave you with this. When is enough enough? Aren't you tired of creating and maintaining a war? Hearing constant complaints, especially from the students you were selected to serve, and knowing that every time you walk the aisles of a local store that you have failed the children there. I highly encourage you to truly listen to your community so that we can conquer these issues together as a united team. I am willing to stand up and help lead our district to its fullest potential because after all, we have amazing kids here. Tonight, I ask you to begin building a positive and authentic relationship with Mapleton. The community has spoken, and it's time for you to put your community first. Restore the faith, hope, and commitment to students that you took under oath when your community selected you. You simply cannot fight this battle alone. Let's begin fresh and start the beginning to a successful, healthy, and functional school district. True redemption is seized when you accept the future consequences for your past mistakes.
Next, I'd like to call Maria Rodriguez.
Buenas tardes, miembros del Comité de Educación. Mi nombre es María Rodríguez. Tengo 4 hijos.
Good afternoon, members of the board. I have 4 kids.
2 en Mónaco y 2 en high school.
2 at Monaco Elementary and 2 at the high school.
Yo quisiera entender cómo toman sus decisiones, ya que son muy importantes para el futuro de nuestros hijos.
I would like to know how you guys make your decisions because it's very important for the kids' future.
Con el paso del tiempo, ¿no se ha visto un cambio favorable?
And with the time, we haven't seen any favor or in favor of the kids change.
Como madre, necesito una respuesta a todo lo que ha pasado durante este ciclo escolar.
As a parent, I would like to know what has been happening during this school year.
Donde uno de mis hijos se quedó sin maestro.
where one of my students was out without a teacher.
El grupo de él se repartió en 2 aulas diferentes.
His whole class was split into 2 different classrooms.
Para él fue un problema porque no se adaptaba con los niños nuevos.
For him, it was a totally issue because he was not adapted to the new group of kids.
Y me llegó a decir, yo ya no quiero ir a la escuela.
And he even told me, I don't want to go to school anymore.
Y no les puedo decir que todos mis hijos son iguales porque mi mano no es igual.
And
Pero,
I cannot tell you that all my kids are the same because my kind of fingers on my hand are not the same.
pero con él nunca he tenido problemas en cuanto al aprendizaje porque él siempre ha estado en la línea verde.
And I never had any problems with his learning because he has been always in green.
Y me dio mucha tristeza saber que mi hijo ya no quería asistir a la escuela.
And I was very sad to see that my student or my son, he doesn't want to go to school anymore.
Y el cambio de dirección a mitad de año
And the change of administration in the middle of the year,
que no he visto resultados positivos hasta el momento y estamos a término de ciclo escolar.
I haven't seen any positive changes and we are almost to the end of the school year.
Otra cosa que me dio mucha tristeza fue que la semana pasada fui como voluntaria
Another thing that I was very sad, last week I went as a volunteer to the school
y ver a tan pocos niños en el salón de kinder, perdón.
and to see just a few kids in the classroom, in a kindergarten classroom.
Y digo, estos son los niños que vienen a primer grado y qué va a pasar con nuestras escuelas si no están asistiendo los niños.
And I thought those are our schools, what's going to happen next year if we don't have any kids attending school or coming to the school.
Y como madre he tratado de participar en todas las actividades, menos en las de ustedes.
And as a parent, I've been trying to participate in every activity except like
Co-
yours.
Como por ejemplo, he participado casi en todas las reuniones del EMO.
I participate in almost all the EMO selection process meetings.
Y hasta el momento no he visto ninguna respuesta después de la decisión que les dieron a ustedes que tomaran.
And to the day, I haven't seen any resolution from you guys, the direction that you are supposed to take.
En DAC, soy miembro de DAC y me fascina estar ahí para aprender.
And I am a DAC member, and I love to be there.
Y casi nunca me pierdo ninguna junta de la high school o de la Mónaco
And I never miss any meetings at the high school or Monaco
para poder aprender y apoyar cuando piden alguna solución a los problemas que nos dan.
and to participate and offer solutions to any opportunity they provide us with.
Les suplico que tomen una decisión favorable y acepten su responsabilidad,
I beg you to to make any solutions and take responsibility to your decisions,
porque al final los únicos perjudicados son los estudiantes
because at the end, the only kids are kind of, they are taking all the responsibility, or they are the risk.
y de paso ustedes son los responsables de la educación del futuro de nuestros hijos.
And even more, you are responsible for the education and the future of our kids.
Les agradezco.
I appreciate it.
Next, Natalie Lobo.
Hello, my name is Natalie Lobo. I'm a sophomore. Being in District 14 is like being in a consistent war where I'm a bystander who cannot do anything but sit and listen, but I still am responsible for the repercussions of others' actions. And finally, after 10 years with no foreseeable chance of stopping, I had to leave the district. And going to Mapleton, I really experienced a whole nother world. It was so different. I saw a world where students and education really came first, where the community was listened to and their words were actually taken into consideration. I found hope when I went to Mapleton, and I found hope again when they were selected to be the EMO. I had planned to come back to graduate as a third generation Adams City graduate. I have true faith and firsthand experience with Mapleton, and I truly believe that they are the best choice for the EMO. So that they can help create a community where students come first. We are losing more and more students, and I would truly urge you to uphold the vote for Mapleton and allow them to come in and begin the steps needed to put students first, but more so that my sister and I can come back and be proud Adams City graduates.
Next, I have Gabby Ramirez, Sandra Mares, Luis Hernandez, Elaine Campos, Thomas Castleberry, and Maria Aguilar. Now, are all of you going to speak or just one?
Two of us.
Okay.
My name is Thomas Castleberry, and we're speaking on behalf of the adult education that you folks provide for us. I went to school at this district when I was younger through the 80s to about 9th grade. Then through poor decisions in life and whatnot, didn't get my diploma. Worked, stayed working, lost my job, became one of the working poor. No assistance, but still able to, provide. Through your guys' program, I was able to get my degree, get my GED, working nights, going to school. And then from there, I went to CCD and earned a welding degree, also working nights and going to school. The program's a real good motivator, and I think if it's done correctly, it really helps the people, with a second chance. Life isn't all breezy all the time. I just hope that you guys continue to support it and give it its funding and proper direction that it needs to go. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Luis. I've been attending this program that he mentioned since 2018 in January. And when I started, the program was totally fine. And my teacher, my ex-teacher, that was Richard Paez, he taught me a lot, and I was ready to get my GED diploma. And he helped me to pass 2 tests, and it was totally fine. It was totally, I did it. And when this semester started, they changed our new teachers and new way to teach, and now we feel like we are staying behind. I was ready almost to get my other 2 tests. Another students, they had to leave early because we were supposed to be here at 6, and they think the same way. I don't know what is the best way to help us to achieve our goal. I don't know what is the new way to teach to and I don't know, but I was thinking about quit to attend the program, because if that is the way to do it, I think it's better to do it on my own, because I don't feel like I want to go. I want to keep coming to the program. So I don't know what else you guys, what else can you do it to help us? Thank you.
Thank you.
Buenas noches. Mi nombre es María Aguilar. Tengo algunos años estudiando en el programa para adultos.
Guadalupe.
Lo siento, Lupita.
Good evening. My name is Maria Aguilar, and I've been attending the adult education for a few years.
Yo entiendo a mi hijo también cuando tiene maestros sustitutos. Para nosotros nos sucede lo mismo como adultos.
And I understand my son when he has a substitute teacher, it happens the same thing to us as an adults.
En estas 2 semanas hemos tenido 4 maestros diferentes.
In the last 2 weeks, we had 4 different teachers.
Para nosotros también nos descontrolan con nuestro avance, nos hacen retroceder como nuevos.
And we lose control about our progress, and we get behind as adults, as students.
Estoy viendo que nos están cambiando varios de los maestros que yo he conocido y he estudiado incluso con ellos, nos los han cambiado. Son buenos maestros, no entiendo por qué el cambio.
We experienced that you guys been changing a lot of teachers, and I've been kind of working or studying with them, and I do not understand why the changes is happening.
Cuando regresamos de nuestro día que estuvo muy nevado, nos encontramos con la sorpresa de que nuestro maestro Richard Paez ya no estaba ahí.
When we came back after the blizzard or the snowstorm, we found out that Richard Paez, our teacher, was not there anymore.
Justificación no tuvimos ninguna, nada más que se tuvieron, ¿cómo se puede decir o cómo fue la expresión que nos dieron? Lo tuvimos que dejar ir.
And the justification was none. The only thing that we got to know is we had to let him go.
Eso es injusto.
That is totally unfair. That's
Thank you. Next, I have Holly Barber Zeminski. Chernitsky.
My name is Holly Barber. Chernitsky is my married name. Most people in the district know me as Holly Barber. I have taught at Kearney for 4 years, and I'm here to talk about the teacher aspect of how EMO process has been going. I work in Commerce City, but I also live in Commerce City. I chose to move to Commerce City because I love this community. And in my process living here, we got the opportunity for you guys to invite us down to help our community make a decision. And we were given a huge chunk of power that this team did a phenomenal job of taking what you guys gave to us, and we worked really hard to come up with an opportunity to invite Mapleton to come and take over. I think I'm happy to talk after parents and students because a lot of parents and students were able to talk about their aspect, but teachers are really excited to work with Mapleton. I, in my experience, have had little to no curriculum for the last 4 years. My partner and I put in 10, 12, 15 hours a day, not just teaching, but also figuring out what to teach. And in talking to Mapleton, we were given opportunities to have curriculum. So then those 12, 15, 20 hours that I put in every day can better help students. And it's less time finding resources and helping people. We are really disappointed to kind of see our state board give an opportunity to vote for Mapleton, but our local board speak out against the choice that we made as a team. It's just a really, really tough place to be at, and we are asking and really pushing that Mapleton have an opportunity to come in and make the changes that need to happen. I don't like being in a place that I don't think our district will last because other EMOs don't have the capability to make the changes that really need to happen. And they are not easy choices, and they're not easy changes. It's going to be a lot of hours for all of us to figure out how to take what Mapleton has and make it work for us. But all of us are ready to put in those hours. I can put in my summer hours. I can put in my 15 hours a day because I'm here to help my students, and I see 157 students every single day that I want to be able to teach better. And I really believe, and the community believes, and the teachers standing behind me believe, that Mapleton is the best chance we have to help those people. And so we are really, really asking that you give them the opportunity to let that happen. Thank you.
Next, I have Barb McDowell.
Good evening, Barb McDowell. Look around. This room is full of parents, students, and my colleagues who want you to do what you were elected to do, represent them. The state directed you to gather community input, and the community came together. And they worked. They put in a ton of hours after work on Saturdays. And there was tears, there was a lot of, it was hard for these people to get together, but they came together and they came up with a solution. They chose Mapleton. And then, they chose Mapleton because they wanted our district to remain public, and they don't want a private entity to come in here and take it over. They felt that that was the best option. And then on March 14th, you represented this community by telling them that they really don't matter. You disrespected them, you discounted them. You disregarded all the work that they put in. And then on Thursday, you're to meet with the State Board again. We're demanding that you listen to the community for once and choose who they chose, Mapleton.
Next, I have Wayne Scott.
Wayne Scott, President Quintana, Board. I represent the classified school employees. The vast majority of them live in this district. Their kids go to school here, their grandkids, their neighbors. Many of them graduated from this school district. They care about it. Had the privilege of serving with them on the group of 32, and I watched them debate and agonize over their choices. I saw brave mothers who English wasn't their dominant language come forward. I saw active fathers, young fathers come forward. I saw senior teachers and brand new teachers with their eyes all aglow. I even saw a district HVAC technician sitting there. There was senior citizens and grandparents. There was a past school board member. I saw past administrators volunteer their time to come forward and help facilitate. And amazingly, I saw our district administration actually just listening. They came with a recommendation. They brought that recommendation. They worked hard. It wasn't easy, but they did it. So personally, I know President Quintana, Senator Moreno care about this community. It's your community. You love it. I'm just asking that you respect and honor their wishes and move forward with their choice, accepting Mapleton School District as the EMO. Thank you.
Next, I have Irene Hessner.
Hello, my name is Irene Hessner, and I am a teacher at Adams City Middle School. Board of Education representatives, I want to ask you why so many colleagues and community members showed up tonight. And not only did they show up, but waited tonight. We are here to hold you, the Board of Education, accountable. We are here because we want what is best for the students of Adams 14, and we know that that means a school district that listens to the community's voice. There are many unknowns as we move forward with the EMO process, but what we do know for certain is that the longer you delay this, the more teachers are going to leave this district. Teachers leaving means a lack of consistency, which we all know is bad for students. We call on you to stop changing the rules on us and start making transparent, community-centered decisions. The best thing for this district is to honor the original community choice of Mapleton that was selected through a thoughtful, transparent process facilitated by Team Tipton. For a brief moment, there was a consensus in Adams 14. We call on you to honor this consensus when you present to the State Board meeting this Thursday. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to have Lacey Mueller.
Good evening, board members. My name is Lacey Mueller, and I'm a math teacher at Adams City Middle School. I'm one of the few educators that has been in our district for almost 14 years, long enough to remember the first time UVA was here. In fact, Adams 14 is the only place I've ever taught. This is why I feel it is not only my duty, but my honor to advocate for the future of this district. I have attended nearly every single meeting regarding the EMO on my Saturdays, my school nights, and even on my snow day. It is the two most recent meetings that I wish to discuss tonight. I spent my March 14th snow day driving a carload of committed colleagues down to the downtown state board meeting. For 2 weeks prior, I sent the state board a daily email telling a different part of the complex story of education in Adams 14. I wanted to share my love for this unique community, my frustrations and assessments of the district, and how inspired I was to think about the possibility of Mapleton Public Schools as lead partner. When it came time for the meeting, aside from public comment, the voice of the community was silenced. The hours of thoughtful consideration by both teams and the community data were completely ignored. The vote of 3 members, a majority of your board, were completely negated. The Colorado Association of School Boards Board Member Workbook, I'm certain you guys are aware of this document, states in Chapter 1, quote, "As a matter of ethical practice, board members should be prepared to accept decisions made by a majority vote. It is destructive for members who disagree with the majority decision to use issues to promote community unrest and dissension," unquote. When the state board questioned you regarding the local board decision, the wrong answer was to say how you personally felt. You were there to represent the board. The board represents the community that elected them, and neither was done that afternoon. Anxious for some accountability for the performance at the state board meeting and some answers to what was next, I attended yet another Adams 14 board meeting, EMO meeting on March 20th. Small groups were able to discuss issues and opinions and raise questions. Although some board members were there, you refused to answer any of the community or staff's questions. When the vice president of Mapleton School Board, sitting literally 2 tables behind you, stood and said he would be happy to meet and talk with you, you didn't reply. In regards to building and maintaining relationships in your community, Chapter 7 of the leadership text states, quote, "A successful board devotes a significant amount of time and attention nurturing its relationships and encouraging two-way communication with the various publics it serves." I love my students and their families and been advocating for the schools that they deserve for years because this job isn't about me. CASB's Leadership Chapter 5 reminds us that for school boards, advocacy begins at home, and that, quote, "You speak as another elected public official in touch with your community and charged with doing what is right for your constituents. We have spoken. Your duty is to champion our cause. Will you commit on speaking on behalf of the community and support Mapleton Public Schools as lead partner?"
Thank you. Now we move on to routine items. Personnel 1.1. May I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move for the approval of item 1.1.
May I have a second?
Madam Chair, I approve. Item 1.1, second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, Monica, may I have roll call?
Mr. Moreno?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana?
Aye.
Mr. Rolla?
Aye.
Mr. Thomas?
Aye.
Moving on to business. 1.1, grant. Superintendent's recommendation, approval to accept grant funds from the U.S. Department of Education. May I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move to approve item 1.1 under grants.
May I have a second?
Madam Chair, I approve. Second items 1.1 grants.
Any discussion? Seeing none, Monica, roll call, please.
Mr. Moreno?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana?
Aye.
Mr. Rolla?
Aye.
Mr. Thomas?
Aye.
Moving on to 1.2, Superintendent's recommendation, approval to apply for the annual early literacy professional development grant from the Colorado Department of Education. May I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move for the approval of item 1.2.
May I have a second?
Madam Chair, I second item 1.2.
Discussion? Seeing none, Monica, roll call.
Mr. Moreno?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana?
Aye.
Mr. Rolla?
Aye.
Mr. Thomas?
Aye.
Moving on to other, Superintendent's recommendation, approval to increase purchase spending limit for Savio. May I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move for the approval of item 2.1.
May I have a second?
Madam Chair, I second item 2.1.
Discussion? Seeing none, Monica, roll call.
Mr. Moreno?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana?
Aye.
Mr. Rolla?
Aye.
Mr. Thomas?
Aye.
Moving on to 2.3, Superintendent's recommendation, approval to contract with Laird Hall to provide educational and therapeutic interventions for students with severe needs for the 2018-2019 school year. May I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move for the approval of item 2.3.
May I have a second?
Madam Chair, I second item 2.3.
Oh, yeah, you're right. May I, any discussion? Monica, roll call.
Mr. Moreno?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana?
Aye.
Mr. Rolla?
Aye.
Mr. Thomas?
Aye.
Moving on to 2.2, Superintendent's recommendation, approval for out-of-state travel to attend the American School Counselor Association Annual Conference in Boston, Massachusetts, on June 29, 2019 through July 2nd, 2019. May I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move for the approval of item 2.2.
May I have a second?
Madam Chair, I second.
Discussion? Monica, roll call.
Mr. Moreno?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana?
Aye.
Mr. Rolla?
Aye.
Mr. Thomas?
Aye.
Moving on to 2.4, Superintendent's recommendation, approval to increase purchase spending limit for waste management of Colorado. May I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move for the approval of item 2.4.
May I have a second?
Madam Chair, I second item 2.4.
Discussion? Seeing none, Monica, roll call.
Mr. Moreno?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana?
Aye.
Mr. Rolla?
Aye.
Mr. Thomas?
Aye.
Moving on to 2.5, Superintendent's recommendation, approval for out-of-state travel to attend the National Pro Start Culinary Arts Invitational in Washington, D.C. on May 7th through the 11th, 2019. May I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move for the approval of item 2.5.
May I have a second?
Madam Chair, I second item 2.5.
Discussion? Senator?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just wishing our students luck in that competition.
Yes. May I have roll call?
Mr. Moreno?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana?
Aye.
Mr. Rolla?
Aye.
Mr. Thomas?
Aye.
Moving on to 2.6, Superintendent's recommendation, approval to purchase an iron worker for the Career and Technical Education Advanced Manufacturing and Auto Collision Repair Program at Adams City High School. May I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move for the approval of item 2.6.
May I have a second?
Madam Chair, I second item 2.6.
Discussion? Seeing none, Monica, roll call.
Mr. Moreno?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana?
Aye.
Mr. Rolla?
Aye.
Mr. Thomas?
Aye.
Moving on to 2.7, Superintendent's recommendation, approval to purchase 2 stackable ovens and 1 stand-up freezer for the Career and Technical Education Culinary Arts Program at Adams City High School. May I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move for the approval of item 2.7.
May I have a second?
Madam Chair, I second item 2.7.
Discussion? Seeing none, Monica, roll call.
Mr. Moreno?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana?
Aye.
Mr. Rolla?
Aye.
Mr. Thomas?
Aye.
We're moving on to Board Action 3.1, addendum to the superintendent's contract. May I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move for the approval of item 3.1.
May I have a second?
Madam Chair, I second item 3.1.
Discussion? Seeing none? Roll call?
Mr. Moreno?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana?
Aye.
Mr. Rolla?
Aye.
Mr. Thomas?
Aye.
That completes our, we're going to move on to communications. And what I need is a consensus on providing the board's annual $5,000 donation to the Adams 14 Education Foundation for scholarships that are awarded at the 19th Annual 14er Fest on Thursday, April 25th at 6 p.m. So may I have would you like to?
Madam Chair, I move to continue our commitment to the scholarships distributed by the Adams 14 Education Foundation.
And Mr. Rolla?
I agree with it.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
And I agree with that. So let's continue the $5,000. There is a need for the board to hold a study session after April 12th to review and discuss and have a data walk for the third cycle of progress monitoring. And I need to know what time and what date works for everybody. Well, I would say for the retired people, we're open, but we have 2 that need to work it out.
If we're Madam Chair, if we're looking at the week of the 15th, I don't know if that's the 15th, the 17th, the 18th all work.
That's next Monday, so anytime after that.
17th and 18th.
17th and 18th after 4:30? Is that good for you?
17th.
17th?
Yeah.
So Monica, April 17th at 4:30.
Wednesday.
And I need to announce something that we kind of just passed tonight. The addendum to the contract was Dr. Abrego's. So he will be out. And everything, any concerns, anything you have to talk about or need help with goes to Darcy Moore for now. She's not the interim. She's just the point person.
More information about the addendum will be provided in the very near future.
So that is the end of the board meeting. Thank you for attending. And we're out a little later, but you can all still get some rest. Thank you for coming. I can't. Mr. Poynton is our